One man, one mission, to rid the world of chronic anxiety once and for all. The Anxiety Guy, Dennis Simsek, shares his personal transformation from living a life filled with overwhelming worry to becoming a full-fledged positivity machine, a leading authority in generalized anxiety. Dennis gets to the truth of your mental health challenges and sets you on a path to transforming each and every area of your life. Here he is, the one and only, the Anxiety Guy.
Today's episode is sponsored by Natural Stacks, the world's first open source supplement company you can trust. Natural Stacks provides high-quality solutions to help you increase focus, motivation, and mental drive. They have a variety of daily wellness essentials like krill oil and magnesium, but one of my favorites is something called GABA Brain Food. Do you ever feel awkward or anxious in social situations? Do you ever have trouble getting to sleep at night? Do you ever feel lightheaded or get shortness of breath before an important meeting or big presentation? If so, that's the feeling when your mind is overwhelmed by stimulation. GABA is the neurotransmitter that reverses this stimulation by bringing you down to a calm, relaxed mental state. Visit www.naturalstacks.com/anxiety guy to get 20% off your first order today.
Warriors, welcome to episode number 86 of the Anxiety Guy podcast. Today we're talking about the top 10 most important elements to amazing mental health. I had a question a couple days ago. Someone asked me, Dennis, what does it take? What does it take to have a neutral to a good mindset each and every day, to be balanced in your emotions, to have a sense of homeostasis in your entire body where you feel like your internal environment is flowing nicely, you're healthy? Yes, I said, you know what? Let's tackle this today. So today we're putting the whole shebang, the whole picture together. And I know that this is going to make a big difference in your life because you can now pinpoint areas in which you can say, yes, that's an area of my life where I truly need to work on myself. Because self-mastery doesn't happen by doing the same things you've always done. Taylor Sinclair said it best. You can have or be anything you want in this life, but first, you must become the kind of person that thing can happen to. Very powerful. And this kind of goes, you know what? I've got to take responsibility for my life. I've got to hold myself accountable for these 10 aspects. Let's get into it. Number 1, thoughts. Now, thoughts are important because we need to understand where thoughts come from. Where do thoughts come from? Why do I think the way I do? Well, thoughts are created through your 5 senses, okay? What you can see, what you can feel, what you can hear, what you can taste, what you can smell. Depending on how often you've practiced this thought, that will turn into a belief. It gets cemented through repetition. There's a saying that says, neurons that fire together wire together, and it couldn't be more true. Because when you consistently think something, it becomes your new programming. When you consistently think something, it becomes your belief system. But it's important for people out there to understand what emotional insight means. Emotional insight, when it comes to thoughts, means that there is, in fact, another way to think about something. What a realization. Holy macro. Imagine if all your beliefs, or most of your beliefs, were just wrong. Think about that for a second. Everything that you've believed up to this point may be wrong. And it's keeping you in a cycle of thinking that your reality is this, when in fact your reality can be and should be something so different. And that comes from going, you know what? Wow, what I've been thinking is in fact false. But if we allow our egotistical mind to take over, then we start to think, you know what? No. What we've been thinking and what we believe is in fact true. That's what your subconscious mind is telling you, because your subconscious mind wants to automate everything. It wants to automate everything. It doesn't want the conscious mind to come in and step up and tell it what to do and what to think and what to believe and how to react in certain situations. No, it wants to automate everything. But it's up to us to go, you know what? Here's a thought that does not serve me, and here's a thought that I need to replace. And then we can create the belief system, the paradigms that in fact move our lives in the right direction, my friends. So everything begins with your thought patterns, okay? Now, with the thought patterns, let's understand how it works, okay? We understand that we create thoughts through our five senses, but there's a much quicker analysis of how this all works. And it goes like this. These are the ABCs. A, an activating event happens. Now, that activating event could be something internal. You could have thought something. You could have believed something. You could have reacted in some way, or some kind of external problem. Your car breaks down. Someone criticizes you. Now, A is the activating event. B is the belief about the event. C is the emotional consequence. So depending on the B, you're going to feel different. You're going to feel good. You're going to feel neutral, or you're going to feel like crap. So we have to change the B. Can we change the way we see something? Yes. Does it take practice? Yes. Will your friends like you because you've now created a whole new belief system and a new identity based around new skill sets? Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe they won't feel comfortable talking to this new, positive, optimistic, rational person. Who knows? If that's the case, kick them to the curb. If there's anything that does not serve your progress, my friends, it's time to evaluate it and weigh the pros and cons. Okay? If I keep this person around me, this friend, what's going to happen? Now, number 2 is your past memories. Understanding that every time you revisit a memory, it changes. This is neuroscience. Now, when we look at our past memories, a lot of people falter as far as mental and emotional health goes because people tend to think about their childhood in one way. Either it was good or it was bad. And when we think about the way we were raised in that way, that kind of black or white, we run the risk of having that contribute to how we are today. Okay? So the way I look at my past now is a lot different than how I used to look at my past, because I used to have people in my life that were physically and emotionally abusive, and I hated those people. Deep down, I didn't show it. I had a lot of repressed emotion, but I hated those people. And I had to start changing my lenses and start seeing my past differently. I had to go deep. I had to say, you know what? Can I change my childhood? Yeah, I can change the way I look at it. If I change the way I look at my past memories, will it change the way I feel today? Yes. It's incredible. You can close your eyes and have a 5-minute reunion with someone that in fact made your childhood or your upbringing difficult. And in that 5-minute reunion, you can get everything off your chest. And all of a sudden, there's a certain lightness that comes over a person. And this is beautiful because I promise you, my friends, you have the ability to change your memories. You do. You can change the lens and you can gain a new lesson from what happened. And when you do this, your present changes, the way you look at yourself changes, the way you look at the world changes. Number 3, dealing with your feelings. Feelings. It all comes down to feelings, my friends. Everything that we want in our lives is based around not the car, not the money, not the people. It's what those things do to our feelings, how they make us feel. Now, understand that a feeling is a signal, a feedback mechanism. That's what it is. there's a lesson that you haven't learned about that experience yet if you're feeling crappy. Okay? So when you get a negative feeling, understand that it is a sign that something is out of alignment. There is no equilibrium there. There is no balance there. You can either be internally or externally associated or disassociated in any given moment. Let's take someone who suffers from anxiety, for instance, generalized anxiety. These types of people are very internal and very associated, okay? So they're very internal, they're very absorbed with their thought patterns, they're very absorbed with what's going to happen, they're very specific about what's going to happen, they fall in line with the negative automatic thoughts that create catastrophic thinking and fortune telling and mind reading, and they create a lot of should statements. I should do this, I should do that. Now, these feelings are like your car. When you get into your car and you see the dashboard, the first thing that comes to your mind is, oh my God, the oil light's low. There's not enough oil in the tank, or the gas light's low. Okay, something needs my attention. That's the same thing when it comes to your feelings. When you feel neutral, good. Neutral's good, especially when there's a challenge. I tell all the people that go through the End the Anxiety program, I say, you know what? Your job is to get to neutral about situations and sensitizations that you currently have. Because if you can get to neutral in those challenges, then you can get to good. You can get to a good state. And there are many different ways to get to neutral. Okay? But remember, your job is not to go from feeling crappy to feeling good. Your job is to go from feeling crappy, seeing it as a sign, seeing it as a feedback mechanism, and saying, what do I need to think in order to get to neutral? How can I change the glasses that I'm currently wearing to get to neutral? How can I behave differently to get to neutral? What do I need to do? And that's where the skill sets come into play. Number 4, daily habits. Daily habits. Now, thoughts become beliefs. Beliefs become stored, which then turns into your repetitive actions or your habits. Habits are not just physical. They are also mental. They are also emotional. So when we're talking about habits, let's not talk about, habits that say, well, here's what I do in the morning, here's what I physically do in the afternoon, here's what I physically do in the evening. Habits come down to when you're in a sticky situation, okay, what kind of habit are you going to build in that situation? Okay? It's not about the times that you're feeling good. It's easy to keep feeling good, okay, when you're already feeling good. The challenge is what you do in moments of internal conflict or when there's a practical problem that shows up. That's what separates victims from living the warrior lifestyle, my friends. And that comes down to your daily habits. What you think, how you choose to react, and what sort of action you consistently do will create your reality. You want me to say that again? Sounds good. What you think, how you choose to react, and what sort of action you consistently do will create your reality. I promise you. You want your reality to change, you want your external circumstances to change your internal world first. That's where it begins. Stop making excuses for how it's so difficult and how mommy raised you wrongly, and start taking control of your life, my friends. And it starts internally. Number 5, body. Speed, breathing, posture. Speed, breathing, posture. Your physiology controls your psychology. A lot of people say, I want to change my thoughts. I want to change my thoughts. And Dennis, I've been doing the law of attraction all day, positive thinking. What kind of results did you get? Well, not very different ones. Your body is a part of the frequency that you give out to the world, as well to your subconscious mind. So, as well, your nervous system goes, Oh, look at that. Today, he's going really slow. He's almost on slow-mo. Everything he does is at a slow speed. This must mean that there is no threat around the corner. There is no saber-toothed tiger. Okay, there's no reason for any kind of fight or flight response in this situation. Speed. Then comes the breathing. Okay? The breathing is something that I want you guys to really focus on. Mainly one really important breathing technique. Square breathing. Okay, I want you guys to adopt square breathing. In breath for 4 beats. Hold for 4 beats. Exhale for 4 beats. And hold that empty exhale for 4 beats. Basically, you're going all the way around the square. You get good at your square breathing, my friends. You send the right signals to your nervous system. Okay? Your brain's going, oh, wow, super calming, right? And then implementing everything else becomes so much easier. You want to change your thought patterns? Do it after you change your body. Posture. The posture you portray during your hours of being awake, okay? From morning till evening. If you're not mindful, if you're not conscious of your posture, you're in a deficit, okay? Your nervous system is going, oh, well, he looks depressed. That must mean that he wants to be depressed. And therefore, all these different signals start to get sent to your brain and spinal cord. Next thing you know, thoughts arise, problems arise, situations arise. You are giving off a frequency, my friends, with the speed, the breathing, and the posture that you implement on a daily basis. How much conscious attention are you putting into those 3 things? Very important. Number 6, calm time. And I call it mini vacations. I love my mini vacations. I love them. How much time do you allocate to giving back to your mind, body, and spirit that's working so hard for you? Do you think a Ferrari is going to go forever and ever and ever without any fuel, without any tender, loving care? I don't think so. Same thing for your system. So, you need 3 to 5 mini vacations a day. Oh, but Dennis, I'm so busy. Make the time, okay? Quit the excuses and make the time. Create the time. Remember that time where you really wanted to do something and you found a way? Well, find a way to create the time. A mini vacation is anything from a 5 to 10 minute meditation session to a soak in the bath, to a warm shower, to a 5-minute hug fest with your wife or your husband, or just laying down and listening to the birds chirping. These are all mini vacations, and your system goes, oh my goodness, thank God, he's finally giving us some relief. That's the truth. Mini vacations are very important, okay? So take the time, okay? Practice your square breathing. These can also be mini vacations, okay? Mini vacations are very important. Number 7, growth time. If you're not growing, you're dying. Time that's set aside for your personal growth through podcasts like this one, blog posts, videos, the End the Anxiety program. Don't be afraid to invest time and money into you, because I promise you, my friends, you will see a return that's much, much greater. I promise you that. So make sure you say from 3 to 5 p.m., this is growth time. From 7 to 9 a.m., this is growth time. Whatever it is, honey, I'm sorry, we can't go on that date tonight. It's growth time. And go and give back to yourself and make sure that you are developing your psychology, your physiology, okay, your entire system. You give back and you start learning and you start growing and you start pinpointing aspects that are toxic in your life. What aspects are toxic in your life? Number 8, exercise. Now, you hear it all the time. Exercise is good for you. But how often do you actually take time to go out and do the exercise? Exercise keeps us in a state of homeostasis. Homeostasis is the balance, is the equilibrium in your internal environment. Your blood pressure, your heart rate, your internal body temperature. These are all a state of homeostasis. You cannot have a sense of homeostasis in your internal environment if you are not implementing the right things that we're talking about in this podcast episode. Don't expect your physical body to work for you. Now let's also understand that when you begin to exercise, you boost the feel-good chemicals in your brain, serotonin, that will elevate your mood during and days after the exercise, my friends. And guess what? You can make it fun. You like walking upstairs? Perfect. Walk upstairs. You like going for a walk around the park? Perfect. You like going for a jog, a bike ride, whatever it may be? Do what is fun for you. Okay? Because anything can be exercise as long as it's fun for you. Number 9, sleep. Sleep, sleep, sleep. How much sleep debt do you owe, my friends? Now, what does sleep do? Sleep helps us think clearer, betters our memory, strengthens our immunity, just to name a few benefits. But also, we are better capable of getting in touch with our conscious mind during the day. When we don't sleep well and someone suffers from health anxiety or generalized anxiety, watch what starts to happen. Problems arise. And when those problems arise, you are not equipped to dealing with them properly because you owe some debt. You have some sleep debt. Either you're not sleeping deep enough or long enough or both, but some part of your sleep hygiene needs to be confronted and fixed, my friends. Number 10, social time. One of the most important human needs comes down to love and connection, my friends. When you're interacting with non-toxic people, you're gaining a certain flexibility in thinking and adopting their positive outlooks. It's very, very important that you spend time organizing your social life and your relationships because you become the top 5 people you spend the most time with. Does this lead to better mental health? Yes. Does it lead to better emotional health? Yes. But it doesn't work if you're surrounded by toxic people. You must replace those people. Go to an environment where those people are optimistic, rational, they are success stories. Surround yourself with success stories, and I promise you, you are going to become a success story whether you want to or not. It's automatic. Now, I'm going to give you guys a bonus one, but this is a huge bonus one. This is huge. Diet. Take care of the little D's, the diet, and you take care of the big D's, diseases. This is how I run my life. Your gut health contains your second brain, and you have to begin taking care of it if you want to take care of yourself. Mindfulness, my friends. You should be looking at each and every meal for its nutritional value it provides to you, rather than the cravings you fall for. When you're going about your days and you're eating 3, 4, 5, 6 times, ask yourself the question of, what kind of nutritional value am I getting from this right now? Because I promise you, there are gaps. Especially in the Western world, there are gaps. Heart disease, cardiovascular disease, all sorts of things that are happening due to not being conscious and mindful of what we're putting in our body. So, kill the cravings and begin asking yourself, what kind of nutritional value does this food have that I'm about to eat? With every bad thing that you eat, you're creating nutritional debt that will take you longer to get back, my friends. Understand that. You're creating nutritional debt. With every bag of chips that you eat, with every candy bar, the debt is piling up. And now you're making it more and more difficult to get back to a place of homeostasis and equilibrium and balance and self-mastery. Remember that. The more stress and anxiety we have, the more it depletes our vitamins and minerals. So it's that much more important for anxiety sufferers to become mindful of what they're eating. I can't make it any more clear than that. Take these 10 very, very valuable elements that are going to contribute to your mental, emotional, physical, spiritual health, and begin running with them. Begin tackling that and say, you know what? Yes, this aspect needs attention. And because it needs attention, I'm going to come up with a plan because I want long-term change. I'm not looking for band-aids here. I'm not looking for band-aids here. I'm looking for self-mastery. I'm looking to make an impact in the world. I cannot make an impact in the world if I don't take care of my internal environment first. You are more than anxiety. See you soon.
Thanks for being an important part of the Anxiety Guy podcast community. If you enjoyed this podcast, please leave a positive rate and review. If you're searching for further support on your road to recovery from anxiety, head over to anxietyexit.com and take part in the powerful End the Anxiety program based around the CBT model. If you're searching for a more one-on-one approach, you can sign up now for personal coaching sessions with Dennis via Skype. Remember, you are more than anxiety. See you in the next episode.